Why can a gray British shorthair watch the window for hours, as if the whole world lives there? To us, he seems still, but inside his mind, that bright rectangle never stops changing. Every leaf flicker, wing beat, shadow drift, and passing footstep arrives like a fresh headline on cat television. We may call it staring, yet for him, the window is active work, not empty daydreaming. He is not wasting time there. He is collecting information with the patience only cats seem to master. Many people assume a cat at the glass is simply bored, lonely, or waiting for food. But boredom looks dull, while his posture is alert, organized, and full of small, invisible decisions. His ears rotate first, then his eyes sharpen, then his body settles into a silent hunting chair. That calm pose tells us something important. The window feeds his brain long before it feeds appetite. For an indoor cat, this frame of glass becomes the safest doorway to unpredictable life beyond home. Birds hop on branches, insects zigzag through sunlight, and distant voices rise and fall without touching him. His eyes track movement because moving things carry meaning in a predator's nervous system. Even when he never leaves the sill, his senses are traveling across space again and again. He studies distance, speed, rhythm, direction, and pause, building tiny predictions about what might happen next. That predictive work is deeply satisfying because cats are designed to notice patterns before patterns become events. A sparrow landing is not just pretty scenery. It is a moving puzzle his instincts immediately begin solving. A fluttering moth, a swaying branch, or a running child gives his attention different textures to inspect. This is why window watching can hold him longer than many toys that repeat the same motion. Real life keeps improvising, and his brain stays engaged because the outside world never performs exactly twice. In that sense, the window acts like enrichment, exercise for attention rather than exercise for muscles. Yet the story goes deeper than entertainment, because watching also helps him map his territory from safety. Cats feel calmer when spaces become familiar, and familiar spaces begin with repeated observation. He learns where pigeons land, where dogs pass, when neighbors return, and when the courtyard grows quiet. Those repeating patterns turn randomness into structure, and structure makes a cat feel more secure. If something changes suddenly, he notices quickly because the window has already taught him the normal script. A new bird, a strange sound, or a late-moving shadow stands out against his stored memory. So he is not merely looking out. He is comparing now against what usually belongs there. That comparison gives him control, and control is one of the quiet foundations of feline comfort. When indoor life can feel repetitive, the window restores a sense of changing territory without real danger. He gets novelty and stability together, which is exactly the kind of balance many cats crave. Then there is the hunter inside him, quiet but never switched off by domestic comfort. A house cat may sleep on cushions, yet his brain still privileges small movement at the edge. Tiny motion matters because ancestral survival depended on detecting prey before prey detected the cat. The window offers endless practice for that ancient skill without demanding a chase he cannot complete. He crouches, freezes, and narrows his gaze because his body still rehearses the grammar of hunting. Even the famous tail twitch can appear there, a small leak from concentrated predatory excitement. When he chatters softly at birds, that odd sound often comes from frustrated chase energy. He sees movement, calculates possibility, and his instincts surge forward even while the glass says no. That tension is not cruelty or madness. It is the normal circuitry of a small carnivore. The window lets those circuits wake up, stretch, and settle without turning the room into chaos. Because of this, a good window can act like mental exercise equipment for indoor cats. Mental stimulation matters more than many owners realize, especially for intelligent breeds that notice fine detail. A British Shorthair often appears placid, but calm does not mean empty inside his mind. Beneath that round face, he is sorting signals, making choices, and satisfying old curiosity all afternoon. Long, quiet watching can tire the mind in a healthy way, much like puzzles tire ours. That is one reason some cats seem more settled after a rich session at the window. They have not done nothing. They have processed a surprising amount of sensory material there. A busy view can prevent understimulation, which often hides beneath behaviors people misread as attitude. Restlessness, nighttime zoomies, or pestering may sometimes reflect a brain asking for richer daily input. The window will not solve everything, but it can quietly support emotional balance inside the home. Watching also offers something softer, a place where alertness and safety can exist together beautifully. He can approach mystery without stepping into risk, and that matters enormously to a cautious species. Behind the glass, surprise stays interesting because it remains manageable, distant, and safely outside his body. He can feel excitement without panic, which is a precious combination for many indoor animals. This may be why some cats return to the same sill after meals, naps, or stressful moments. The window becomes part lookout post, part theater, and part quiet emotional reset space daily. Routine strengthens the effect, because cats trust places that keep delivering understandable experiences to them. So the sill is not random furniture, it is a chosen emotional station for him today. When he sits there at the same hour, he may be regulating himself as much as observing. What looks like idle habit can actually be a carefully built comfort ritual for him. And there is still one more layer, because he is often watching us as well. From the window, he studies our departures, our returns, and the moods carried in our movements. He may learn that morning footsteps mean work, afternoon quiet means rest, and evening keys mean reunion. So the outside world is only half the program. The other half is relationship timing. A cat who waits at the window before you arrive may not just track the street. He may be linking sounds, light, routine, up and memory into the shape of your presence. That is why window watching can feel tender to witness, even when nothing dramatic happens. We sense that he is somewhere between instinct and affection, between wilderness and home there. The window holds both truths at once, and that is why it matters so much. It lets a domestic cat practice being a cat without losing the safety of belonging. Through one pane of glass, he can hunt, learn, compare, predict, and dream a little. Through that same pane, he can also rest, regulate, and wait for life to come closer. So when your gray British Shorthair settles at the window, try not to see emptiness. He is reading a living world, one small motion at a time, with ancient patience. And maybe that is the secret. For cats, a window is never just a window.